Hi, everyone, and welcome to JSA TV, where we continue to come to you live today from ITW 2025. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined today by Pooja Atale, who's the Global AI Lead for Microsoft. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here, Michelle.
Yeah,
I
it's,
am, like you mentioned,
yes.
I am the global telco lead for AI. I work very closely with the strategic global telcos, helping them design AI powered solutions and help them build the AI cloud center of excellence, AI practices, which really helps the telcos do network transformation, accelerate the overall efficiency, and definitely the most important, unlock new revenue streams.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. It's a real pleasure to have you here, and
Thanks.
we're excited to dive into some of these topics today. And I thought we'd start big picture and just talk about, just this small topic around what's Microsoft's vision, right? If you could talk about that in terms of your role and the work that you're doing at Microsoft.
Sure. So, like you might have heard, right, our vision is to empower every person and every organization on earth, right, on this planet. We really want to make sure that we enhance the AI potential and we enhance the human potential by using AI. That's what our focus is, right? We just don't want to build products. We really want to create those experiences when we're
Yes.
talking about AI. We want to make sure that we fundamentally work towards changing how humans interact with technology and with each other, right? So that's what we see at Microsoft. We continuously foster learning and growth. That's our key when we talk about our vision, whether it's AI related.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you're doing such amazing work, of course, at Microsoft, and it's, very clear to see, but you're also, really pioneers and leaders in the work being done around generative AI and AI. You know, First of all, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your framework around this and, just explain to us what that looks like.
That's a great question, Michelle, because if you see when we talk about generative AI, what our vision and what the day to day activities look like, I'd like to take a step back, right? And I'd like to spend some time. If you remember 2 years back, right, when we launched Gen AI demos, right, we had customers visiting us in our EBCs in Redmond, where they were asking us, they were curious, right? And they said, like, this is great. This is cute technology, is what they used to call it, right? They called the technology cute. And they were like, do you really think this is going to actually help me change and reshape my business processes? But I'm sure the AI, the demos you're doing and the technology you have will help you build holiday cards, right? So that. Now, fast forward a few months, we actually see that the customers came back to us with a little concern, saying that is AI going to replace them? Now, they've actually come back with, if not hundreds, like thousands of use cases, right? Where they've spent millions and millions of dollars
Yeah.
with the advisory firms to identify what could be the AI use cases which can bring in efficiency, right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem and the challenge over there is that we see these many use cases, they need Microsoft guidance to see how they can select, basically separate the hype versus the impact, right? Because you have all these use cases where the advisory firms are saying that you can actually bring in efficiency, you can bring in productivity, but are these use cases the one which are really, how do you prioritize them, which are the ones which you really want to focus on, right? So that's where we actually have built a framework which has four foundational pillars. The first one is reinventing, and it's basically reinventing and enriching the employee experience, because we feel at Microsoft employees are the biggest asset, right? And we want to make sure that we build and invest into employees. So we actually, at Microsoft, we drink our own champagne, right? And I believe in that.
Yes.
So we actually deployed around 65,000 Copilot licenses within Microsoft, and we could have actually done that and invested this in GPU sales. But then we took a strategic decision saying that we want to invest in Copilot licenses because it did give us a payoff. We have 9% of revenue increase, you see, per person after deploying AI Copilot.
Yeah.
And we've got around 23% of higher closer deals, right, which we are doing. So this efficiency is really, I would say, helping in terms of the overall enriching employee experience. That's the first pillar. Start with employees. Second, the most important thing for every organization is customer experience. So we've actually helped AI using AI, we actually help enrich customer experience, right? Building on customer engagement platforms. And we've done that within Microsoft. We use Copilot for triaging information. The third most important pillar, which we think, is reshaping business processes, because most of the organizations have around 50-year-old traditional processes which they want to see how they can manage, right? And what we have done at Microsoft, we formed a small team which is led by our chief AI transformation officer, who reviews each and every process, traditional process, to see how we can actually build an AI first approach, right? So that's basically, I would say, reshaping of the business processes. And the fourth pillar, which is very important, is about innovation, bend the curve of innovation, where we're trying to see how innovation using AI products, we can drive more productivity, we can drive more enhancement to the overall, I would say, the technology advancements which we are doing, right? So within internally, we use GitHub Copilot, right? And we've actually developed code which is way faster than what we used to do the traditional way. So we have like around, I would say, three times more products launched in the last 3 months what we have not done in a year. So with these four foundational pillars, we actually try to combine human potential with AI and agents to unlock productivity and goals.
Wow. Yeah, that's fascinating to hear, and amazing that you're you're working so hard internally to get this right. And I mean, even committing to a chief AI transformation officer, I love that.
Yeah.
And it allows you, I think, to really get ahead of any obstacles that your customers or users may experience, right? So, can you talk a little bit about that? What some of those challenges that those folks may be facing would
No,
be?
that's definitely an important question. Now, I'd like to focus, because right now we are at ITW, and what challenges the telcos are facing
Yeah.
currently. If you see, the telcos are, when we did a TM forum, survey, they found out that the biggest challenge which the telcos had was about data management, right? So AI is all about data. If you don't have good data, then AI transformation becomes a challenge. So what are the challenges? Like, having data silos, poor quality data, right? And data and unstructured data, security and policy challenges. So what we are doing is we are collaborating with the TM Forum to build a modern data architecture. And our platform for the modern data architecture is Microsoft Fabric. In the era of AI, we use Microsoft Fabric as a platform which really unifies all these AI tools and services, right, to bring in the right data protection, the right data security, breaking down data silos, right, which is definitely causing one of the biggest challenge, and definitely structuring and getting good quality data. So that's how we are building and helping our telcos using Microsoft Fabric and building that industry specific, data architecture, reference architecture, to take overcome challenges in data management.
And I imagine, I mean, there's been just so much conversation about the change that all the that AI and generative AI are bringing. So, what are you seeing in terms of this? Again, you're talking about the telcos, how they're seeing AI impact operational efficiencies, and what are some of the impacts that you're seeing right away?
Telcos are actually going through a pivotal change. I'm seeing telcos moving from curiosity to commitment when it comes to collaboration with AI and using AI transformation. So they're seeing two prong approach. One is telcos internally being a customer zero, right, where telcos are actually trying to use AI internally. First, most importantly, it's on network optimization. So telcos are actually working in using AI to see how they can detect potential each issues within the network using AI tools and technology. They're really trying to see how they can optimize the overall network, dynamic traffic management. That's another key which we are seeing within the telcos. We're seeing how telcos are detecting, how I would say anomaly detection, right? That's another big thing which telcos are using AI for, so that they can fix the issues and have higher level of customer satisfaction and loyalty, because customer loyalty and retention is the key. Similarly, along with network optimization, I see telcos also utilizing it for customer engagement platforms, right, to see how they can serve the customers better and they can have a reduced cost to serve. So that's another area where I'm seeing telcos. And then, you might have heard about network APIs. After Kamara, we've got these standardized network APIs where telcos are using APIs like the SIM swap API, right, in terms of fraud detection, right, helping the banks with it. Then GPU as a service, monetizing their data centers. So there's lots and lots of
Yeah.
potential where telcos can utilize AI internally and also for their end customers to generate revenue.
And I mean, it just keeps growing and expanding, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It
I,
does.
I, it's been such a pleasure to speak with you. I feel like I mean, we could spend hours,
Hours on
yeah,
this,
talking
yes.
about this. And I know that you have a few different opportunities to be talking about this during the week here at
Yeah.
ITW. It's going to be a busy week and a lot for you to tell on behalf of the work that you're doing at Microsoft and the vision of your whole team. So thank you for
And
taking
thank
the
you so
time.
much. Thank you to the audience. And thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to be at I2W and look forward to collaborating with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in today to JSA TV, coming to you live from ITW 2025. Until next time.